They say money can't fix all of your problems, but if you have enough, you can get the last laugh. Hi everyone, Ken here. Today we're following the life of E.T. Bedford and uncovering his many mansions. Hit that subscribe button and let's explore this house. In 1849, Edward Thomas Bedford was born in Brooklyn, New York to British immigrants who had moved to the United States from London the previous year. He began his career working on his father's farm in Greens Farm, Connecticut, gaining practical experience in agriculture. His father made a considerable income from selling onions, a booming business post-Civil War. But being a teenager on a farm left him with very little to do in his free time. After plowing the fields, his father would make him wait outside the saloon where he would watch the men drink and play pool into the late hours of the night, not being allowed to participate. We'll circle back to why this is important later, but in the meantime, we'll focus on this early exposure to business and hard work setting the stage for Bedford's future endeavors. He joined Charles Pratt & Company as a salesman, where he played a significant role in establishing sales for Robert Cheesebro's new product, Vaseline. Cheesebro would travel through New York, burning himself with candles, then applying Vaseline to pitch it as a miracle cure for injuries, something we now know as a baseless claim today. Either way, Vaseline became incredibly popular and sales skyrocketed as nearly every pharmacy and corner store wanted the product on their shelves. Vaseline had originated as a byproduct of petrol production, which was originally viewed as waste to be discarded. Having been incredibly successful in marketing Cheesebro's Vaseline, by 1880, Bedford was named a managing partner of Thomson & Bedford Company, which included prominent industrial leaders like Charles Pratt and Henry Huddleston Rogers. The company became the eastern selling agent for Standard Oil, and Bedford's influence in the petroleum industry only grew from there, reaching new heights when he became president of Thomson & Bedford Company in 1911 following the dissolution of Standard Oil under the Sherman Antitrust Act. He continued to lead his company as it reverted to its original name and maintained a strong presence in the industry. Before that, in 1903, he was elected director of the Standard Oil Company of New Jersey. He retired from active management in 1909 to focus on the corn product refining company. Under his leadership, CPRC grew into a highly profitable enterprise, generating over $3 million in annual profits. All along the way, Bedford amassed a fortune and built mansions for himself. In Brooklyn, he hired architect Montrose Morris to design for him a towering Renaissance Revival-style mansion at 181 Clinton Avenue. Swinging open the front doors, we arrive in the entrance hall, finished out floor-to-ceiling in mahogany, with electric lights fastened to each fluted column. From here we will continue into the pink parlor, named for its pink silk wall coverings. From a marble fireplace surround to intricate plasterwork and a tiger skin rug, the pink parlor was meant to demonstrate Bedford's wealth. Continuing further back in the house, we find the living room, doubling as both a music room and a library. Just like the entrance hall, this room is finished out in mahogany but incorporates a gilded coffered ceiling and silk wallpaper, tying it into the pink parlor. Next we find the dining room, once again clad in mahogany and introducing hand-painted murals between each fluted pilaster. While it might seem busy by today's standards, given the time period at the height of Victorian fashion, there are very few overlapping patterns, including a mostly plain rug and simple leather chair cushions. Bedford once again hired Montrose Morris to design for him a palatial country estate back in Greens Farm, Connecticut, where he once worked for his father as a farmhand. Completed in 1910, the E.T. Bedford estate would go on to be copied almost perfectly by another leader of industry, Madam C.J. Walker, whose house we covered previously. Unlike the copy, this house was placed on an open field with a balustraded terrace overlooking simple parterre gardens. From the air, the massive estate appeared as dozens of farms as he returned to his roots of growing various types of onions and strawberries, with a 10-acre racetrack for his horses set in the middle of his land. Of the dozens of outbuildings and cottages on his property, the garage was the most prominent, aside from the main house, with its 4-story tower offering 360-degree views of the entire estate. Let's return around front of the main house and make our way between the portico's marble columns to find the iron front doors. Entering the mansion, we pass between a grand double staircase and continue forward into the living hall, fashioned similarly to his Brooklyn mansion with fluted columns and the room clad floor-to-ceiling in mahogany. To the side of the fireplace, we find the library and can only imagine how grand this room must have felt with mahogany beams framing plaster insets above us on the ceiling. On the opposite side of the living hall is the dining room, which the architect subcontracted 3 separate interior designers to complete. Now being the adult he was, Bedford could play pool in his billiards room for as long as he wanted, but that must have gotten him thinking about his childhood and all those nights he waited outside the saloon for his father with nothing to do. He purchased that seedy saloon and promptly had it demolished, donating the area's first YMCA to take its place, ensuring that no kid would have to spend their childhood waiting outside all night for their drunken father to finally go home. But he didn't stop there. His contributions to the community included donating buildings for middle schools, firehouses, and various other public facilities. While neither of his mansions have survived, his legacy is evident in the numerous places named after him, such as Bedford Park in the Bronx and Bedford Park, Illinois. These places honor his contributions to industry and community development. What did you think about Bedford's residences? Did you prefer his Brooklyn mansion or his country estate? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section, and while you're there, make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an exciting episode of This House.